Hello, welcome to oh shit, I've been doing way too many intros. Hello, welcome to Comics and Dragons YouTube comic book D&D type show where we talk about very obscure comics. This week is not really an obscure comic. I wouldn't call this an obscure comic. A very popular TV show was based on it very loosely, to the point where the writer was like, "That's just the comic, and not just with the wrong characters." We're talking about Fables, and if you know what show I'm talking about, good for you. If you don't, it's Once Upon a Time.
Oh,
Yeah. So, a little bit of context for that Once Upon a Time bit. Uh, as I was going through Wikipedia, as you do, because sometimes you just feel like it, and I was like, I was looking through the Fables Wikipedia. There was supposed to be a Fables TV show. There was supposed to be a Fables TV show or movie or something, and that kind of morphed into Once Upon a Time. If you don't know what this book is about, it is basically the most basic way to tell the story is the fairy tales that you grew up on, that you know, are real, and they live among us in this world. Now, this is a Vertigo comic book, which I love the Vertigo line, and so this story, there are about 2 or 3 main characters. Oh, first of all, Fables by Bill Willingham and Lan Medina. Uh, okay, so there are about 2 or 3 characters. This is very much not D&D at all.
not exactly. Fairy
So
tales sometimes can also have magic.
yeah, so there's Big B Wolf, which is my favorite character name ever. Or as everyone else, as people, Lan Medina, not Lee Medina. So everyone knows Big B Wolf as the Big Bad Wolf is the main character. He's the sheriff of Fabletown. So
Yep, and he's the detective we're following throughout a lot of this.
yes, he is the detective. Uh, Snow White is in the first volume. She is the assistant mayor or something like that, like deputy mayor. She goes up in title later in the late as it goes as the story goes along. Oh, I forgot. There is one other thing people would know the name Big B Wolf from. The Wolf Among Us, which is a very popular Telltale video game, which is amazing. It was amazing. It had an amazing story. It got the characters just right. It actually got me to read the story. So, we start off in New York City, where we see this taxi driving as fast as possible through New York City, which I always thought in New York that fast as possible was as slow as it can get. Because you always hear about the traffic in New York. There's
Yeah,
always
traffic in New York is really bad.
exactly. So, but you see this cab swerving.
Yeah.
Also, you look in video games, and it's again not really that bad. And we see this blonde-haired man get out, run into this building, saying, "Keep the change." And I love the line of, "Keep the change." And what change would that be? You owe me 25 cents. We go into the Woodland luxury apartment, which I love the play on words there. Actually, I'm gonna try to make this bigger
I
in the video, not for Brie.
dang. Hurtful.
Well, when I ask you to join a game, you always say no, so you get the smallest grade. Is that
Again, hurtful.
is that some shade? Maybe. Who knows?
Who
Who could say?
knows anything besides me?
Anyways, so we see this man Jack running through the halls. We see a doorman, a janitor, a knight, a golden knight. As you can see, this is very much not anyone's world. And we see him run into the security office of Mr. Bigby Wolf, who is smoking like a chimney. Okay. Couple things. Currently, there is a Batman versus Bigby Wolf comic coming out right now. During the recording of the show, it has 2 issues. With the smoking, I feel like Bigby would be more suited to be talking to John. It's the magic, it's the smoking, it's the utter sarcasm. How hasn't Bigby talked to John Constantine?
I mean, it could happen.
And again, another one of my favorite lines is, "You look out of breath, Jack. Been climbing beanstalks again?" So we know this is Jack with his beanstalks. And then Jack says, "Bloating down any piggies homes lately." So there are a couple of concepts that don't get explained in the first volume. These are the Fables, as you can see. They are basically from a different world, came to this world because the other one got taken over by a very mysterious, villain. And I don't want to spoil it because the villain reveal is amazing. Like, it's hilarious.
Nice.
I'll reveal it to Brie after the show. This is one of my favorite books. It's an amazing book. Oh yes, Snow White is the director of operations. By the way, Beast and Belle are now here. And his curse is tied to when they fight. So if they're in like middle of an argument, he starts to become more beast-like. And when that happens, his fangs come out, so he has to talk. They turn it into like talking. I'm not blaming you, my sweet. And he starts to grow horns, and it's all this strange stuff in the background.
I've seen this image of Snow White before. There's like I don't know what it was. It was like a YouTube video that's like a collection of images. It had like one of the images was of this scene of, well, not this specific scene, but like we're gonna get to it later. But it was like it was Snow White doing a thing,
Yeah,
a really bad thing, and it was
Snow
looked really
White.
cool.
Snow White is Bigby's contact to the mayor's office. So we've got obviously the big bad wolf, Jack and the Beanstalk, Beauty and the Beast, Snow White, and we get in the I think the next page. No, not in the next page. We get more arguing between Beauty and the Beast and Snow White, and we see in the background the blue boy, who do you know where the blue boy is from? I don't.
Blue Boy.
Yeah. So there's this character named Blue, who's the blue boy. He seems to be Snow White's assistant. They see, so we get more fighting, we get more arguing. We talk about charms or something like that. I don't remember what they're called, where they can hide Beast's appearance. By the way, all Fables have come to New York City, including the more Beast-like ones. So they need these things called charms, where they look, so they can pass as human. A lot of the Fables don't like it, but they don't want the Mundies, which are the mundane people, to see them. So
Kind of like something you could do in D&D, where like
yeah, you
I think
could.
we've done that before, where you have like magical characters like trying to just be normal.
Yeah, we've totally done that. We've done like a real world.
See, we can get this. We can still get this into D&D section.
We've done the real world campaign where it's like, okay, and the world is, there's magic in the world, but it's hidden behind a veil of like dreaming or something, and it creates problems. So now we get the sentence, and just who is she to criticize anyone's personal life after what I heard about her tawdry little adventure with those 7 dwarves. And you just see this look in her eye of just disgust. And the blue boy kicks Beauty and Beast out of the office and says, "Thanks for coming. Thank you for both for coming, and our door is always open." "But we weren't finished." "Yes, you were, ma'am, assuming you hoped to survive your last comment. Take my advice, some topics are best never brought up. Never discuss personal hygiene, with a bridge troll, never trade casserole recipes with a Black Forest witch, but above all else, when talking to the deputy mayor, never mention the dwarves." So, obviously something happened between Snow White and the 7 dwarves that is not talked about.
Mysterious.
It's not mysterious, it's something horrible.
So it's mysterious.
I mean, I know what it is because, again, I read the book.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. See this person right here? This person's done read the entire book. I'm up here trying to catch up.
And then Blue Boy says, "Goodbye, Miss Beauty and Mr. Beast. Take care now." And Big B comes in asking if... I love, is her royal nibs there in? Because I just love that line. and we get a conversation, and then we just switch scenes to the Gottfried. Gottfried's? That's a really bad name. Steakhouse, in which we see a dark haired man talking to a very beautiful waitress who is very much wanting to. Ow, chicka, wow, and she's obviously very blushing. It's a very obvious lip biting. I don't think I could show the next page.
You probably shouldn't.
Yeah. Browse pages.
All that's gonna happen is I'm gonna get cut out. It's gonna just get cut out.
Did you cut out the last one?
Yep.
Okay. The next page is fine. So we find out this is Prince Charming, and now in the
Oh wait. Sorry.
Bree, what is happening, man?
You can continue.
So in the original stories, there were multiple Prince Charmings for like Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Snow White, and I feel like I'm missing a Prince Charming. They're all the same person in this world, and he has this magical ability to charm women into sleeping with him, and he tells her to pick up his tab at the restaurant.
So I really like this scene right here, a lot because it's kind of like a funny joke, like with Prince Charming, in every fairy tale has like their own Prince Charming, and so like you switch it up by having Prince Charming like in every version just be the guy who sleeps with all these fairy tales and is just a giant dick.
Yep,
It's kind of dope.
I like that too. I also like the fact that he's been married at least 3 times.
Which makes a lot of sense.
It does. It really does. And he's this very like handsome and like rugged, not really rugged, but like posh man, and everyone was like swooning over him. And then you hear, and then we go back to the building in which it's like, you need to prepare yourself for some bad news. This isn't about Prince Charming. It's about your sister Rose Red. So we're also combining the story of Snow White and Rose Red, because now Rose Red is Snow White's sister, which I find very interesting. And she's possibly the victim of violence. And we find out in New York and in this world, she's just been this entire party animal, just being self-destructive, because we also find out, I don't know if we find out in this volume or the next, that Rose Red, the reason that Snow White and Prince Charming divorced was because Prince Charming slept with Rose Red.
Say that again. I don't think I'm just say that. Snow White did what?
No. Prince Charming slept with Rose Red. And that's why
that just makes a lot of sense.
And that's why they got a divorce. Yep. Okay, and cut that out, Bree.
Okay.
And we get another scene in the cab in which like I love all the scenes in the cabs because the cab drivers are always the sassiest assholes. Because again, so Bigby this time says keep the change, and it's oh joy! Now my mother can get that kidney operation she so desperately needs. Which again find hilarious. So they go up to Rose Red's apartment where they find Jack kind of just sitting there. I love this image of Bigby standing there and the shadow of a wolf is kind of like just there.
Yeah.
And we find Jack sitting near the door looking sad. And we just see this.
How much blood? It actually comes back again later on too in a hilarious way.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of hilarious. The way this mystery ends is hilarious. I love this story for being a mystery. It's like you know me. I'm very much like okay. I want to see the clues. I want to solve this mystery for myself, and they allow you to do this in this book. And it looks. If I were to run a D&D campaign like this, where it's like not Monster of the Week, but you could like there's a mystery that needs to be solved, I would love to do it. Just blood everywhere.
You do love your mysteries.
I do. And then he says, "Hold on, hold this. I'm gonna need to clear my. I need my senses cleared." And he just sniffs everywhere like a dog, going. And he's doing actual police work, except he's touching everything with his hands. Look at this! Put on some gloves, man!
What you expect from the big bad wolf is not human.
And it's just blood everywhere. But, the cool thing about this, he completely figures this out. Like, Jack, I'm taking you in. What for? Doesn't matter. Let's call it a resisting arrest. But I didn't, you power mad fuck shit. See? Ah! You've occasionally been clever, Jack, but never smart. And just the quick way of Bigby just like very slyly taking Jack down is just amazing. And the smile on his face as he does it. Oh my god. By the way, the covers of this book are just beautiful.
Okay, should we go through each issue though? But like, cause like, we kind of gave the first.
Yeah, alright, fine. But I love this book. See, I like talking about this book because it's just so good.
It is a very pretty looking book. I will say that it definitely is.
I think because I think the artist changes in like the next volume. Actually, let me check.
I don't think it does. I mean, does it? Maybe they just did a. Okay, I'm trying to think. Did they just do an impression, or they look pretty similar?
Yeah, they do. It does change. So it switches from.
It does change. Ooh.
It changes from Lan Medina to Mark Buckingham. And So, I want to talk about uh, all the interesting. I want to talk about Volume 2. There's a reason why I want to talk about Volume 2 now, while we're talking about Volume 1. So, yeah, the art changes. It's much flatter, but it does everything, like the gore, better. But it introduces, in Volume 2, the Animal Farm, where they send all their beasts like Fables to. And the reason I want to talk about this is because in the next issue, which I'm gonna just we meet one of the pigs. One of the pigs, Bigby blew their house down, and I want you to look at this pig. Look at this face. It's so angry. And Bigby treats this as a debt he has to repay because he destroyed their home. And as we go through the story, we find out the characters of each person. Like, we find out the janitor is the Frog Prince. We find out that we find Red Riding Hood and all these other characters. We also find out this story is its world building is amazing. It just kind of it creates things that are like very attached and cohesive. We go like as we move through the story, we go back to the woodlands. We find out who the villain is. We find out all of these things, and it just makes it so much better.
Story building.
The story building is amazing. The art, I can never get used to the first volume's art because I'm so used to Mark Buckingham's art. Like, it's so different. Like, Lan Medina is going for a different art style with its character design, his character designs, and his especially how his female characters are depicted. They're very sexy and hot. Like Cinderella. Damn. And the male characters, a lot of them are, yes, gorgeous, but some of them are very ugly. Like Big B Wolf is not a beautiful person. And as we go through the story, going through the... Yeah, we do find out that Rose Red had sex with... Prince Charming. As we go through the story, we find different things that like lead to clues that lead to brand new details that make the case even more interesting. We find out Rose Red was having sex with Bluebeard. When you get down to it, there is a moment in this book where they get to borderline torture a character.
Ooh.
And it's like Vertigo could do that back then, and no one would bat an eye. You don't really see that now.
Yep.
like we got to DC Young Animal, and then that stopped, which I was really sad about because I was really liking DC Young Animal's books. Like Doom Patrol was amazing. Mother Gotham, Mother Panic was amazing, but Vertigo was like the last book where you could do magic correctly without being too overt about it. Like, if we remember the Constantine book from the New 52, it was just all magic all the time. I could completely see John fitting in this world. I could completely see the Sandman universe picking up Fables again. Because there was that Sandman universe imprint that just got canceled. Which also very sad about. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I mean, DC isn't doing that right now, but I mean, I'm sure they'll, I don't know, make some new imprint. I don't know. Uh,
I think, okay, so DC and Marvel aren't doing that type of imprint anymore. Like, Marvel has never really done the whole magic thing. They never had a Comics Code Authority like workaround so they could make cooler books, which I found weird because Marvel. If you look at Marvel books at all, they're brutal. I mean,
some of them can be.
all you have to do is
Yeah.
look at the Ultimates Volume 1.
Yeah.
You have Captain America kicking Bruce Banner in the face. We have Ant-Man spraying Raid on Wasp.
Yeah, I mean, Ultimate was his own imprint, kind of, sort of,
Yeah,
was own universe, really, but still,
yeah.
they had Marvel Max.
Yeah, they had Marvel Max, which was good up until it wasn't, and then they had Marvel Knights, which was good.
I mean, all the Ultimates was good until it wasn't, by that logic.
But they had Marvel Knights up until it wasn't good. I'm pretty sure it was up until that Spider-Man book.
Yeah.
Uh, but Vertigo for a while was putting out, because they got British creators to do books that they were really passionate about.
I would
Without,
call Vertigo more than I would call anything, though. I would call Vertigo more of an indie line than anything.
yeah,
And Marvel never had that.
but here's the thing.
Like, Marvel Mites and Marvel Max are all connected to the Marvel universe in some way with Marvel characters.
Yeah,
Like, this
and
is just an original story.
but I want to point something out. Vertigo was also connected to the DC universe.
Yeah, but like they were still okay. You know what I mean, though. Like they were very original. So like they were in the Marvel universe, but they weren't like, oh man, we need to go and
Yeah, we need to go to
make
Gotham.
a yeah, we exactly. That's what I mean.
We need to go Gotham. We need to fight the Joker. No, you're right. But like, you got like those very small Easter eggs of like Marvel of
Yeah,
like
like in one.
the DC universe, like in Sandman when he's looking for his items of power and he has to go talk to John Jones, which I love. Or, John Constantine and Swamp Thing.
Well, Last Man had a Batman Superman reference at
Yeah,
one point.
but yeah, you are correct that uh, Vertigo is a very indie lineup. There aren't many crossing over. Fables, I think Batman versus Bigby is the first time Fables crosses over with
Yeah.
the DC world. And oh my god, is it weird? It's so weird. The way he sees Batman and Robin is very strange. Because it's Bill Willingham writing it. And Batman is very
Yeah.
militaristic. Robin is very much. There's literally a scene where Robin is training the next Robins.
I
I
gotta
don't.
see this.
Yeah. Let me show you this.
Okay, cool. You're gonna show me. Great. That makes it easier on me.
Uh. Yeah. There's.
Everything that Dylan has bought, you guys, y'all see
Yep.
it.
So this is Batman versus Bigby. It's by Bill Willingham. Art by Brian Level. This is a very different Batman book. Like you can see, Batman's kind of strange. He's very militaristic. And then there's this. It's a Robin Fight Club.
Imagine that.
And you can see Robins fighting each other. It's kind, and they're called eggs. And it's confirmed to be Dick Grayson. How's it going, Dick? Not bad. There's talent in the crop. It's so weird. Anyways, going back to.
Military.
It's so weird. Going back to Fables. What do you think of the borders, Bree? I find them weird.
What do you mean by the borders?
Well, you see how there's like green borders around here?
Yeah.
It's so weird, right?
I mean, is that what's on the next page?
Like there's always a border around panels.
Hmm.
It's a very strange artistic choice. By the way, have no idea
Look at
who
the blue.
have no
Yeah,
idea
blue,
who the
blue.
idea Bluebeard is. I'm guessing he was a pirate. We don't get all the fairy tales though. Like we don't get Peter Pan. We get
Ever?
I don't know about ever. I don't remember, but we don't get Peter Pan currently. We get Cinderella. She's a
Yeah.
spy, which I find cool.
Oh, we should do it for a book at some point. And just a list. Grim fairy tales.
Grim fairy tales sounds like. Oh God! Brie wants to look at sexy art. Fine, but I'm starting with Robin Hood.
That's fine. I read Robin Hood.
I read Robin Hood too. Here, okay. Let me talk about Robin Hood for a second. Robin Hood is not the best written book. It's actually very strange because it goes from the past to the future very cavalier like.
Does.
Anyway, I'm not going to talk about Robin Hood because Robin Hood, while it doesn't make me angry, it makes me it's weird. She loses her eye. You know what? Well, Bree, you're leading the discussion on Robin Hood next week.
Okay, fine. I can do Robin Hood. I have fun with that book.
Anyways, I think that will be the end of this. We'll see you guys next time. Vaccinate, vote, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And please, enjoy your dreaded Twilight.